In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to organize your forms inside MailerLite using strict naming conventions and by connecting each form to its own subscriber group. MailerLite is one of the most intuitive email marketing platforms out there, but without a little upfront organization, your forms can quickly become a messy list that's hard to manage. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. Let's begin with the first step, which is setting up strict naming conventions for your forms. Now, this might sound incredibly simple, but it is the foundation of staying organized over the long haul. The reason this matters so much is that MailerLite lists your forms chronologically in your dashboard by default. That means you can't just rearrange them the way you might drag and drop files in a folder. So, the moment you have more than 3 or 4 forms, you need to be able to glance at the list and instantly know what each one is for. A common pitfall I see beginners fall into is naming a form something like Psych Up Form 1-inch or just leaving the default name that MailerLite generates. That works fine for the first week, but a month later when you're trying to update a specific pop-up for your blog sidebar, you'll end up clicking through every single form trying to find the right one. That's a huge waste of time. Instead, adopt a consistent formula. I personally use a structure of type-location-offer. For example, you might name a form pop-up knife homepage knife free ebook. Another one could be embedded knife blog sidebar newsletter. The type tells you how the form is displayed, the location tells you exactly where on your site it lives, and the offer tells you what incentive or lead magnet someone is signing up for. This way, when you scroll through your forms list, you get a perfect snapshot in under 2 seconds. I'd encourage you to pick a formula that makes sense for your business and stick to it religiously for every single form you create from now on. Now that you have your naming convention locked in, let's move to step 2, which is connecting each form to a specific subscriber group. This is where the real organizational power comes in. In MailerLite, subscriber groups are essentially the buckets that hold your contacts. You can think of them as labels or folders that automatically sort people based on where they came from. The most effective way to make sense of your form responses is to assign a unique subscriber group to each form during the setup process. That way, if someone fills out a pop-up offering a free ebook on your homepage, they are instantly tagged and placed into a group called, say, Homepage Ebook Leads. And if someone else signs up through an embedded form in your blog sidebar for your weekly newsletter, they go into a completely separate group. This matters because it lets you send targeted emails later. You wouldn't want to send your weekly newsletter to someone who only wanted the free ebook, and vice versa. To do this, navigate to the Forms tab inside MailerLite and decide whether you're creating a pop-up or an embedded form. Click the Create Form button and give it the descriptive name you just came up with using your new naming convention. As you go through the setup wizard, you'll come to a step where MailerLite prompts you to select a subscriber group. Here you have 2 choices. You can choose an existing group that already has relevant contacts in it, or you can create a brand new group specifically for this form. I recommend creating a new group for each distinct offer or location because it keeps your data squeaky clean. Once you select or create the group, every single person who submits that form will automatically land in that group with no extra work on your part. You don't have to manually tag them later or export and re-import lists. It just happens in the background. A valuable best practice to keep in mind here is to keep your groups specific but not so narrow that you end up with hundreds of tiny groups that are hard to manage. For example, if you have 5 different pop-ups, all offering the same free ebook on different pages, you might be better off using one group for all of them and relying on a custom field or a tag to track which page they came from. But if each form has a different offer or a different goal, a dedicated group is absolutely the way to go. Also, take a moment during this step to think about your naming for the groups themselves. I like to keep them consistent with the form names. So if my form is called pop-up-homepage-free ebook, my subscriber group might be called Free Ebook Leads. That way the connection is obvious even without digging into the settings. Another common pitfall is forgetting to update the group when you duplicate a form. If you duplicate an existing form to save time, MailerLite will copy over the subscriber group assignment from the original form. So you must manually change the group on the duplicated form to the correct one, or else all your new signups will end up in the wrong bucket. Always double check that final step before you publish. Let's recap what you've accomplished today. You've learned a systematic approach to organizing your MailerLite forms by implementing strict naming conventions that make them instantly identifiable at a glance. And you've connected each form to its own specific subscriber group, so every new sign-up is automatically sorted into the right audience list without any manual work. This saves you hours of frustration down the road and ensures your email marketing stays clean and targeted. As a next step, I'd recommend going back through any existing forms you already have and renaming them using this formula. Then check each one's subscriber group assignment to make sure it's still accurate. If you ever need a refresher on this process, feel free to come back to this video and jump to the exact step you need. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.